The truth about moving to Tanglewood. Watch this before you buy. People keep calling Tanglewood just another Houston neighborhood. But here's what they're missing. Tanglewood is not a neighborhood. It is a position, is what I'm gonna call it. It is one of the most expensive and most coveted zip codes in the entire state of Texas. And if you're relocating here without knowing which sections to target, which blocks command long-term value, and what the market is actually doing right now in 2026, you're going to overpay. This video is your insider breakdown, not the published brochure version. So let's get right on into it. Hi, welcome back. I'm Natasha Carroll, your Houston area real estate agent and relocation resource for this market. Today I'm breaking down Tanglewood from the inside out, where to live, what it costs, and what nobody else is telling you before you sign on a dotted line. Hit that subscribe if you're new here. Now, let's go. The address that earns its price tag. What Tanglewood actually is what we're going to talk about. Let's get oriented first, because a lot of people arrive at this conversation a little fuzzy on the geography. Tanglewood sits in the upper Galleria-Uptown corridor of Houston, roughly bounded by Woodway to the north, San Felipe to the south, Chimney Rock to the west, and Post Oak Boulevard to the east. It is the inner loop adjacent, which in Houston terms mean you're close to everything without being absorbed by the downtown density. According to Redfin data for 2026, the median sales price in Tanglewood sits around $1.2 million, with custom homes and larger lots pushing well past $2 million. This is a high barrier entry market, and it earns that price for specific reasons. Mature oak trees, lot sizes typically ranging from 10,000 to over 20,000 square feet. There's walkability to high-end retail and proximity to some of Houston's top private schools. What sets Tanglewood apart from newer luxury communities in Katy or Cypress is character. This neighborhood, it's evolved organically over decades. You get mid-century ranches sitting next to brand new traditional builds, old Houston money, besides new tech relocators. The texture is appeal, but it also means you need to know what you're looking for before you make an offer. Understanding the price tag is just step one. Knowing where you are within Tanglewood to actually land, that is where it gets really, really real. Old money, new build, or in between. Decoding Tanglewood's microsections is what we're going to talk about. Tanglewood is not monolithic. There are distinct pockets within those boundaries that feel pricey differently, and most out-of-state buyers have no idea this layering exists. The core streets, places like Overlook, Chatsworth, and Bryville, are all where you find established estates on the largest lots with the deepest tree canopy and the strongest resale legacy. If character and architectural diversity matter to you, this is your zone. But inventory is tight. And according to HAR, the Houston Association of Realtors, days on market in the core area averaged under 30 days in 2026. The right homes, they move fast. Move towards Chimney Rock or south towards San Felipe, and the price points soften slightly. With more tear down to new construction activity happening, buyers who want a brand new home in Tanglewood zip code tend to focus here. The trade-off is lot size. Newer builds in this zone often sit on smaller footprints, which affects your yard and your long-term resale. There's also a transition zone near Westheimer where the listings get marketed as the Tanglewood area, which is not the same as being inside of Tanglewood recognized boundaries. Always ask your agent to confirm the actual section because it affects the comps, prestige, perception, and resale dynamics. Block level knowledge here is not optional. It is essential, I would say. Let's pause for a second. If you're watching this, you're probably deep in the research phase right now, trying to separate what looks great on Zillow from what actually holds up on ground. We have already covered why Tanglewood commands its price and how to read its internal geography. But here is what I want you to be clear about. The biggest mistakes buyers make in this market are not financial. They're informational. They do not know what they do not know. So that is exactly why I built a free relocation guide for people moving to the Houston area. It maps out the best neighborhoods, the school ratings, and the cost of living details. I use this personally with our private clients every day. Grab it for your free using the link description in the box below. Now, there's one piece of this market that genuinely surprises most buyers, and it has everything to do with what is going on underground. We're going to talk about the foundation factor no one brings up until it's too late. This is the part where I need you to actually pay attention. Tanglewood's housing stock spans from the 1940s through brand new construction. And in Houston, the moment you're looking at a home built before 1990, you need to be having a serious conversation about the foundation, which is very important. Houston sits on an expansive clay soil. And according to the Texas section of American Society of Civil Engineers, Texas concentrates on expansive clay are among the highest in the nation. When it rains, the clay swells. When it's a drought hits, it contracts. That cycle repeats over 40 or 50 years is why you will find diagonal cracks at window corners or stair steep cracking in brick on some Tanglewood older homes. Does not mean you should avoid the older property, because some are just gorgeous. The architecture on some of those mid-century modern homes is impeccable, but you should never skip a dedicated structural inspection, not just a general home inspection, a foundation engineer, and ask for proof of foundation maintenance. In Houston, we water our foundations with soaker hoses during drier spells. And if the previous owner cannot document it, you could be inheriting a $15,000 to $40,000 problem. That is not a number you want to discover after closing. Now let's talk about what is pulling most families to the specific address in the first place. The school equation. Do not assume what you have not verified is what we're going to talk about. One of the top reasons families target Tanglewood is school access, and this one requires detailed research. Tanglewood falls within the Houston Independent School District and zone routes to different campuses depending on your exact block. According to Great Schools Ratings updated in 2025, public schools' performance in this corridor is variable, which is why a significant portion of Tanglewood families, they use private school options along the Galleria and Memorial areas instead. Institutions like St. John's School and the Audi International School are within a reasonable drive. The practical implication: if you are paying Tanglewood prices for the address and planning to add private school tuition on top of that, build that into your complete cost of living model before you commit. According to the National Association of Realtors, in 2025 profile of home buyers and sellers, school quality is the second most cited reasons buyers choose a neighborhood. But in Tanglewood, the specifics require a block-by-block look at zoning. Do not make a zip code assumption on something this important. Next, long game. Why Tanglewood holds when everything else softens. Let's come all the way back to where we started. I told you Tanglewood is not just a neighborhood, it is a position. Here's what I mean from a pure investment standpoint. According to Zillow's research in 2025 market data, inner loop Houston properties is high demand established corridors have held value significantly better than outer suburban markets during recent softening. While areas further out saw price corrections 3% to 6% over the past 18 months, neighborhoods like Tanglewood stayed within 1 to 2% of peak values. The reason is scarcity. You cannot recreate the tree canopy, the lot sizes, the location. There is no land left to build the equivalent. Buying in Tanglewood on the right block with the right due diligence is not just a lifestyle purchase. It is a durability play. Structurally limited supply plus consistent high income demand is a combination that tends to hold even when broader conditions shift. The buyers I see struggle here, skip inspections, misread sections, or they underestimate total ownership costs. The ones who thrive come prepared with the right questions and the right people, of course, in their corner. Tanglewood in 2026 rewards the prepared buyer. Core sections command premium prices for real reasons, including lot sizes, mature canopy, location scarcity, while outer edges often offer more accessibility entry with trade-offs. Foundation awareness is non-negotiable given Houston's clay soil conditions, and school ratings require block-level research, not zip codes assumptions. Long-term value durability here is backed by structural supply limits and consistent high demand. One of the more resilient positions in the Houston luxury market. Getting it right means knowing the right questions and having some local knowledge in your corner. It's very important when you're thinking about Tanglewood. So if you're planning a move to Tanglewood or anywhere in the Houston area in 2026 and you want someone who gives you the real picture, I would love to connect. My contact information is in the description box below. You can text, you can call, you can email me, whatever works best for you. And make sure you grab our free relocation guide before you go. It is everything you need to start your research right away. The link is in the description box below. And if you're still deciding where to live, I've got another video that will help you narrow down, of course, your choices. Again, I'm Natasha Carroll. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, I will see you on the next video. Bye.